Now, the first wave of Tier 3 areas to receive the government's community testing programmes offer has been confirmed today. 67 local authorities have been given approval to begin enhanced testing programmes as soon as Monday in the hope of driving down COVID transmission rates in their areas. These range from Stratford-upon-Avon to Stoke-on-Trent.
Now, this means more than 1.6 million lateral flow tests will be delivered for use in December. Many more to follow. They can detect asymptomatic cases and give results in minutes, but there is concern for the high proportion of positive cases that they miss.
It's hoped that in the new year, more than 100 local authorities will be able to roll out some form of community testing plans. Well, Senior Clinical Lecturer from the University of Exeter, Dr Bharat Pankhania, joins us now. Good morning to you. Just how will the community testing work? How easy will it be to roll it out?
This is a difficult bridge to cross, and I have many concerns. My concerns are as follows. Even in the best skilled hands, the sensitivity, meaning how accurate you are, is about 73–79%, depending on who does it. So in the hands of skilled nurses, 73%. In the hands of very skilled scientists, 79%. And then now, this is the important bit, in the hands of reasonably skilled people at Boots, the pharmacist, for example, 58%. Therefore, almost 50% of the infections will be missed. And almost 30% of very high viral loads will also be missed. Therefore, what does a negative result mean? This is of great concern.
If you are that concerned, would you say that this really shouldn't be rolled out at all with, 50% chance of them being wrong, the tests?
We need to be upfront and clean and clear about what we are doing and what the results mean. So at the moment, the fanfare is we are rolling out tests across local authorities to test students and communities, nursing homes, etc. I think the narrative should be we are going to test a defined population, knowing full well that our results may be inaccurate 50% of the time. And therefore, you also say that yes, if I find a positive, I know what to do with you. If I find a negative, I don't know what to do with you. The answer is you may still be infected and infectious. You must carry on with your infection control policies, precautions, and please do not take a negative result to mean you are not infected or infectious. That narrative is very, very important.
So the positive is that they can give results in minutes, but as you're saying, accuracy needs to be the benchmark rather than speed.
We need, of course, it is lovely if we had a test that was really accurate and could give you results within an hour or two. It would be fantastic. Unfortunately, even with the Innova's own data sheet, it clearly says this lateral flow tests are for people with signs and symptoms of infection. Even their own data sheet doesn't say it is for testing in people without signs and symptoms, meaning asymptomatic people. So of course, we haven't got the best of tests. What can we do? Well, the one thing we can do is be upfront and honest with our people and say, we are applying a test. It is not always accurate. We can tell if you're positive and we know what to do. If it is negative, it, within reason, is an uncertain result. And 50% of those negative results may be infected.
I wonder if we can talk about London for a moment. Speculation that it might move into Tier 3. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it almost looks inevitable in that we have been watching the rising tide of number of cases in the south compared to the north of the country. And what happens in one part of the country, which is in perhaps 1, it goes into 2, and 2 goes into 3. And the concerns are with the lead up to Christmas is that we have in certain parts of the country a rising number of cases. And then with the relaxation of the restrictions over the Christmas period, these case numbers may go up further. And therefore, come January, we may have a larger number of cases than we need to have or should have.
And in the context of London and rising COVID cases, how wise do you think it is for the isolation, self-isolation and quarantine period to be reduced from 14 days to 10 days?
Yeah, that's a that's a reasonable compromise. Uh, I'm not always against government guidelines or anything, so it is a reasonable compromise. The line of thinking is as follows: most of the people who become infected in their quarantine period do so between 3 to 7 days. So therefore, if you are in quarantine period for 10 days, you will capture most people who were going to go on to become cases. And the sort of quid pro quo is, whilst you're reducing it from 14 days to 10 days, the benefit is you may get greater compliance because it's 10 days rather than 14 days of quarantine period. But again, the communication has to be very clear and accurate, which is you are in 10 days quarantine. If during your 10 days you become symptomatic, then you've turned from being a quarantine to a case, and therefore you should isolate for 10 days from becoming symptomatic. And again, that is a narrative that is important, because it's not like at the end of your 10 days, your isolation is over and you can resume activities.
OK, Dr. Bharat Pankhania, thank you very much for sharing your
Good morning.
expertise with us this morning. Thank you.